Hello everybody, welcome to Frontier Mentality. So, today, what have I been doing? This morning, let's stretch y'all back out. I have been tearing out some of the corn, and I have gotten all the tomatoes out over here. And I'm not going to tear all the corn out because obviously it's holding green beans, but the corn's done. So, I wanted to share a little bit with you about seed saving. A lot of people's like, well, how do you do that? Well, here is one of those rattlesnake green beans. It's gone all brown. So what you do, let's see if I can get on this. Okay, I don't want to drop any of them okay, now you see this one is kind of black and icky. The ants can have that one. And as I open them, let me get it open. I'm trying to pick out the pretty ones. I give all the bad ones to the ants because they like this one. It's not really bad, but do you see that? It has started sprouting. So it will not save as a seed. Could you eat it now? Yes, you can just peel it off, that little root that it's trying to grow there, or a little sprout. Where is it? The little sprout right there. And you can just throw it in your green beans and eat it. But I'm just going to give it to the ants. So here are 3. I have a whole pocket full because I was trying to save them as I went. And then, as you know, we are drying the blood corn. Now this one was really, what I'm going to do with this one is I will just pick off the kernels and we'll see they're already beginning to have roots on these. This one, it's gone too long. So the mice and the ants and the critters are going to get this one because I'm just going to leave it up here. But let's go ahead and check out the okra. And then we'll get to the front yard because we have been busy. Gardening is never, yeah, the grass gets all in here, but the good thing is the okra will outgrow the grass. So I want to show you the beautiful okra flower, and then it's going to close up and it makes these pods right here. Once the flower closes, that's the pod. And if you're new to the channel and you're growing okra for the first time, Bruce has already been up here yesterday cutting okra. So what you do is when you take, let me see if I can find one. Right here, you take a leaf, you cut the okra. When it's time to cut the okra, you take the leaf because it needs airflow to keep getting all those beautiful, gorgeous flowers. So everything on the other side is done. No more zucchini, squash, nothing. So the only thing that's fixing to be in this back garden, whoops, sorry y'all, is just the okra. We still have some of the green beans, and on the okra good Lord, on the corn, there are some black eyed peas in there. And I see one of their flowers, so I'm going to show you that. It's been a hot minute since we've gotten some black eyed peas. Oh, wait a minute. This might actually be another butterbean flower. So here's where are y'all at? There it is, the pretty flower. And here are some butterbeans. So I need to go ahead and get them because just like the green beans, we do not want them to sprout in their pods. Let's see if we can get y'all to prop up for just a second. And here's some black eyed peas, I think. Sorry, y'all. The struggles are real this morning. I'm so hot and tired. So let's put these in this pocket. Let's see if these are the black eyed peas. Let's raise y'all back up so I can handle the camera and see what's going on at the same time. The ground's so uneven. Well, that's because for years it's been garden. Yes, so I'm popping this one open because it's dry. And you've got a baby black-eyed pea. So I'm going to take, I'll have to come back up here because I have to clean up that corn mess down there. And I will grab the rest of those since I found them. So I've been slowly going through. Let's get y'all down here. Feels like something's going off in my back pocket, but it's just those clippers. So I have pretty much decimated the corn on this side. You will see, you want to drop the green bean? So I have 2 pockets full of green beans right now. That will become dinner. The ones that are on the fence, you can tell they are just done. So Bruce is saving those also for seed. And so what's good about saving seed from your own growing session is already a climate to your soil. It likes you, it grew for you, so the seeds, it's their job to grow. And as you just saw, that one was sprouting in the pod because it's too wet because of all the rain we have had, and then from the rain, the humidity. All right, we're going to pause y'all and take y'all to the front yard and show you what's going on there. Okay, front yard. As you can see, this tomato plant is pretty much puttering out. There's maybe 1 or 2 left on here. So I'm leaving this for now. If we get any more, what I'm doing with these tomatoes is I'm dehydrating them. They are so stinking sweet when you get them dehydrated. So I can toss them into salads. I can still toss them back into soups and stews. You can also put them on pizza when they've been dehydrated. What I do when I do it, because it's a lesson learned. So when we cook our pizza, I go ahead, put it in the oven, and 5 minutes before it's ready to be pulled out, I throw a few of the dehydrated tomatoes on it, and they don't get burnt, and they just taste well. So we have the peppers, and the peppers are finally beginning to turn beautiful red. Let's see if I can get us down here. They almost look like tomatoes. They're so pretty in here. Let's see. So when they turn colors like this, they are much, much sweeter. You can still eat them green, and you can definitely eat them when they're red. But all peppers turn a color. Now, I'm not 100% about the jalapenos when they turn, if they turn sweeter. But the banana peppers do. They go from pretty yellow to an orange to a deep orange. All right. So Swiss yards came back on their own out of the tall garden bed. So I have potted it here. Yes, the bugs have found it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip them and let them start coming back up for the fall. You see right here, I'm going to zoom out in so you can see. That is the celery that was in one of the raised beds down along the side. I went ahead and cut it, and it should start regrowing. That is a tip for you, any of it from the grocery store. If you save about an inch, put it in water, it'll start getting roots again, and it will start growing a new stalk again. So we are going to see from this one, from seed, if it does as well. You notice something different here? Anybody? Yes, their tall garden bed has been moved. It's kind of little bit wonky right now because it does sit on a slope. But this is going to be our asparagus bed. We used to have the asparagus years ago where the peppers grow. But it got too wet over there, so we're going to give them their own bed. And y'all look at the little strawberry plants. They begin to take off. Okay, now you see the cucumber vine is gone drastically brown. There are a few big cucumbers on the back side that Bruce is keeping. He's going to save the seeds from it so we can have cucumbers next year. And then here we go into the okra. It is all doing well. Ooh, walked right in the spider web and knocked y'all crooked. So sorry. So we have pulled everything out of these beds and topped them back off with some mulch from Shepherd's. That's our local place. And Bruce filled the back too because strawberries are in the middle. And I'll show you where the raised bed is that was tall. Tomatoes are still hanging in there. They are looking sad, but they are hanging in there. And for right now, it's empty. We haven't decided 100% where we're putting that. But right now, it's sitting at the end of the raspberry and blackberry row. All right. Let's get up here for the chitty chat. Because I need a break. And for starters, y'all see all this debris right here? This is spider webs. And I don't want them in my hair while I'm doing my chitty chats. Okay. Ooh-wee. It is hot. And you're thinking, well, Michelle, you're in pants and a long sleeve shirt. It's still very, very hot. The reason I'm in long sleeves and pants and my snake boots is because I was working in that back corn. So in the last garden tour, I realized I never told you what the lesson I learned from pulling that corn over there up before it turned brown. It was full of chiggers, y'all. I had chiggers on my forearms. I still got a few places where I've scratched and you can see it. And my arms are still very bumpy. Kind of feels like sandpaper. The chiggers are finally out, but that was a lot of alcohol, rubbing alcohol, calamine lotion, and bleach that has been put on my skin to drive them suckers out. And a lot of Benadryl through the day, so I was pretty much sleepwalking all last week. So, in my pouches here, this front pouch here, the little one with the snap, are all the beans I got, the rattlesnake green beans. And then, you know, I put the little pretty ones and the black eyed peas in this one because they nowhere simple each other and they're very different sizes. So there's that. And then I have my pew pew there. And like I said, both of my front pockets are stuffed full of green beans just from the corn. Didn't touch any on the row because that's also being saved to seed. So the USDA reports out. I think I touched with this a little bit last week. You will see the effects most definitely by next year. There will be a lot less on the shelves, and it won't be the some of the name brand stuff is gone. Like the Delmont, I told you at the beginning of the year, they went bankrupt. And they tilled every bit of their food into the ground. They didn't bother to harvest it and sell it. The bank took it over and it all went underground. So that was a sign of disturbingness on the food front. Do you realize in the winter here, when you're going and you're seeing your blueberries and your avocados and your all your fruit that's coming in from Mexico, and then all of your, or the southern, or not the, yeah, the southern portion of the world. So when we're in winter, they're in their growing season. It's flippy flop on seasons. So like when one of my daughters worked in Brazil for a while. So when she was in Brazil, when it was cold winter, it was summer for her. So that's where a lot of our food comes from in the winter. But they are in the same pattern that we are here in the United States. So there's that. And don't you believe that they're going to choose you over feeding their country first. Many countries have already stopped exporting food to the United States because things are heating up around the world. Now, is this to cause you concern or worry or woes and wringing of hands? No. This is for you to be smart of what is going on around you and around our planet. In Matthew 24, he talks about famine. He talks about wars and rumors of wars. And not to worry, because these things will happen. Because we're not to have our eyes per se on the world, but on him. But he warned you in that by saying there are going to be famines. Well, do you like to eat? If you like to eat, start stocking up your pantry now to get you through. So basically this channel is telling you to stock up a year. Can you stock up more than a year? Yes. So, and another thing you need to be concerned about is looking on the back of your packages. Because everything has not came in as it should. You saw with my corn grounding on the stalk. Me and Bruce went to over to Menlo. We passed several cornfields and I didn't see an ear on any of the outside stalks. And that was kind of concerning. But you know, they still use the stalks and the other stuff to feed animals. So there's that. But is their corn grounding the same as mine was? Probably. Is it going to be a sad harvest? Probably. And they're on a much bigger scale than what I was doing. And I was on a littler scale. And it's still, I mean, I probably got enough to get us through half of the winter for the corn, but not all winter. So I still have to buy cornmeal to supplement with the cornmeal I can't grind myself. So the USDA came out. And remember I was telling you 5 million to 30 million? That's still true. And it's still very alarming. Because even out west, they're suffering with heat, beyond heat. You got the fires taking out stuff. You've got the water in the south and southeast taking out stuff. You think water's good, yeah, until it drowns you. So the goal is to get up to a year here. And by the way, we are at 224 subscribers. Thank you, each and every one of you. That is a blessing. Like I said, I didn't think I'd get past my family members. But anywho, are there things that I still need to stock up on? Yes. I need to stock up on more rice, more cornmeal, more flour, Preferably, I'd rather have wheat berries. There's hard red and hard white. When you do the berries and you have a hand grind or a power mill to grind the berries to make your own flour, it's much fresher. The berries do not expire. They're an indefinite type shelf life. And you can cook the wheat berries and eat them like in soups and porridges and stuff like that just fine. Uh, I read an article, and I sent it to some of my family members and a couple of friends, where one of the tombs in Egypt opened up and they found honey. And the honey was still edible today. And this was like 2,000 years ago. So honey will crystallize and get hard. You can put it in water and heat it over the stove on low, and or to put it in a double boiler and heat it, and this will melt it. I would say pop it in a microwave, but microwaves are so bad for you. There was an experiment done not too long ago, and then one of my friends, she wanted to test it herself, and she did. So she had two plants. They looked the same, bought them at the same time. She microwaved some water, let it come down to room temperature, and then had some water, I think it was from her tap or whatever, and then she watered them. The one from the microwave died because it was having radiated water poured onto it. So think about that for a minute and let that set in. If you do it every now and then and stretch it out, fine. If you know that you're a microwave baby and everything you eat goes in the microwave, then you need to start eating seaweed. You need to start eating more apples. And even the Sure Gel, the pectin, you can mix just that into your drinks, and drinking it will help flush radiation out of your body. That's if you're a frequent flyer, because you're doing tons of business trips. These are some tips to help flush the radiation, because when you fly, you're radiation. So, and also, if the bad, scary to-do list happens, I forgot to add the pectin and the seaweed to that list. So, the Sure Gel and apple juice, seaweed, pectin, apple juice, seaweed. Stock up on different forms of that, whether it's apple juice, apple sauce. If you like seaweed, I personally don't, but my husband does and my family does. But these are different things you can stock up on to flush out radiation out of your body. There's just a little tip there for you. So, 6 months worth of food. We're all beginners. You make a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday grocery list. What would it take to make everything from scratch? Besides the meat on your plate, or if you're a vegetarian, go from there. So, making stuff from scratch is a whole lot better for you. You can meal prep in a weekend or whatever. Get all your meals done. One of my daughters does this because she's a busy mom, and it makes life so much easier just to pull something out. But she does put it in the microwave, so she could pull something out and just reheat it on the stove. But that is neither here nor there. It's just ways that you need to think about. So you know what you eat in 7 days, 3 meals a day. Prep on that, stock on that. And then that would be 52 of whatever for Monday, 52 for whatever Tuesday, and so forth. And if you get up to 52, if you're hitting cells or food banks or churches that are giving away food, or you're going to farmers markets and you've learned to can and putting up your own food, these are ways to help you. You can also pressure can frozen foods. You can also water bath frozen fruit. You can make jellies and jams out of the frozen stuff at the grocery store. But you have to do your research on what is being put in, what's not been recalled, what's not been poo-pooed on in some other country, and then they poison your food when you eat it and people are dying. So don't trust what's coming overseas to feed you. A lot of it's been the explosive diarrhea one, and now they found it in fruits too. So makes you want to grow your own garden. I know it's been noisy, y'all. They're paving the road down there, or getting ready to pave it. Oh, and we have gone long. All right, everybody. Please stay safe. Please get ready. Please get ready. Frontier Mentality signing out.